Hello and welcome to More Yoga Fitness. My name is Kathy and today we're doing a 30-minute Vinyasa yoga practice. If you like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. I have several other yoga practices for you to enjoy. Let's start with our hands at heart center standing. Open up your arms in a wide V, gaze up. On your exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Breathe in, reach up and gaze up. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Last time, big breath in, open up in a V, palms to the sky. We'll go ahead and laterally bend, draw your bicep to your ear. Inhale, palms up, arms in a V. Exhale, take that bend to the other side. Breathe in, reaching up, palms up. Forward fold. Grab peace fingers to big toes and take an opportunity to hang in ragdoll. Shaking the head yes and no to release any tightness and tension in your neck. Go ahead and bend into your right knee and then to the left. Bending into the right knee. We're going to ground into the earth and open up floor to ceiling. Go ahead and half bind, tucking your hand behind your lower back. Take an opportunity to full bind if you'd like by tucking your hand underneath your leg and clasping your fist. Open up floor to ceiling and then bring your hand down to the mat. Bend significantly into the left leg. Open up floor to ceiling. Tuck your hand behind your low back for a half bind. Or take an opportunity for a full bind here. Release, open up floor to ceiling, and come back to center. Go ahead and come to the top of your mat, finding our first downward facing dog of our practice. Allow a breath in. Take your gaze to your thumbs and make your way to the top of your mat. Half lift and hold here. Find a flat back. Actively press your palms into your legs, either above or below your knee joint. Forward fold. Breathe in mountain pose and draw your hands to heart center. Nice job. Inhale, reach up, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift. Plant your hands, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lift your heart and up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look to your thumbs, step or jump. Half lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose. Fold back down. Inhale, half lift. Plant your hands in Chaturanga. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look to your thumbs, step or jump. Half lift. Forward fold. Rise up, mountain pose. Exhale, swan dive. Breathe in, half lift. Plant your hands and flow through your vinyasa and meet me in downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, three-legged dog here. Come into three-legged plank, hold. Press back, three-legged dog. Step forward into crescent pose. Breathe in as you gaze up, slight bend in the back. Bring your hands to the mat. Three-legged dog. Come forward into three-legged plank. Three-legged dog. Step forward. Crescent. Bring your hands to the mat. Again, three-legged dog. Three-legged plank. Three-legged dog. Step forward. Breathe in. Crescent pose. Turn it out front to back into a high crescent twist here. Try to spread your fingers apart. Step up into a stork pose, keeping the turnout and twist, arms reaching front to back. Go ahead and release. Breathe in, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Plant your hands and flow through your vinyasa. Meet in downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Three-legged dog. Come forward into three-legged plank. Press back into three-legged dog. Step forward into crescent pose. Draw your hands to the mat. Kick your leg back into three-legged dog. Three-legged plank. Three-legged dog. Step forward. Rise up, crescent. Hands draw to the mat. Kick your leg back, three-legged dog. Plank, dog. Step up, crescent pose. Nice strong crescent. Turn it out front to back. High crescent twist. Again, spark your fingers and reach those fingertips from front to back. Step it up into stork pose, keeping the turnout in the twist. Notice my knee is level with my hip. You want to really try and keep that posture. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, swan dive down. And we're going to take a variation of ragdoll called gorilla, tucking our palms underneath our feet. Bringing your big toes to your wrist crease and allowing the crown of your head to dangle down toward the floor. Release the hands. And we're going to squat down into a prep for crow. Drawing your knees to your triceps and lifting the toes up. Keep your gaze at about a 45-degree angle in front of your fingertips. And hold here. A nice arm balance for today's practice. Go ahead and release, and while we're here, let's take Malasana, Hindu squat. Drawing our knees to the mat, hands to the mat. Knees are out nice and wide. I'm taking a variation of child's pose, binding behind the back, grounding my third eye into the mat. Go ahead and come into tabletop, and we're actually going to set up for a nice stretch in the hips, coming into 90-90 legs, bending into that right knee, and coming back. 4 more, 3 more, 2, and 1. Hold that big bend in the front knee. We're going to ground in with our left hand and reach the right hand toward the back of your mat. Go ahead and bind around the top of your foot and give your quadricep a nice stretch here. Release and come back to a tall spine. Breathe in and reach up. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center, bow forward, and take a twist here, a prayer twist, keeping the hands at the heart and taking your gaze over your shoulder. Breathe in as you reach up, draw your hands to the earth. We'll come back to tabletop and switch sides. Left leg steps forward, bend the front knee and back. 4 more. 3 more. 2. Last one, and hold that big bend in the front knee. We're going to ground in with one hand and open up, bringing your opposite hand toward the back of your mat, taking the gaze to the back thumb knuckle. Go ahead and find a bind here so we can get into that quadricep stretch on the other side. Drawing your heel close to your glute. Go ahead and release and come back to a straight spine. Breathe in as you reach up and draw hands to heart center. We're taking prayer twist on side B. Breathe in as you reach up and draw your hands to the mat. We're going to step back into downward facing dog. Pedal out your dog, bending opposite knees. This will feel really nice on your legs and hips. Right leg lifts. Step your right foot up through your hands. Warrior 1 pose. Exhale. Warrior 2. Breath in, star pose. Exhale, pivot, Warrior 2 to the back of your mat. Breath in, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat, step back into downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, step through your hands. Breathe in as you rise up, Warrior 1. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, Star Pose. Exhale, pivot, Warrior 2 to the back of your mat. Breathe in, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel to the mat, step back and press back into downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, repeating. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star. Exhale, pivot, warrior two. Breathe in, reverse warrior. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, step through the hands, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Breath in, star. Exhale, warrior two. Breathe in, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, and we're going to lower down onto the belly here. Coming into Vinyasa, cheek to one side. Cheek to the other side. Go ahead and grab the tops of your feet. We're coming into bow pose here. Knees are out wide, big toes come together. Lift your chest and your heart. Lift your chin and your gaze. This is an excellent back bend as well as a back strengthener. Release the left, rebind. Release the right, rebind. Left, bind. Right, bind. And we'll release to the mat. One more flow to strengthen the back. Start with palms down, lift, T-arms, overhead and down. Breathe in, lift, T-arms to the hips, lower down. Breath in, out, in, lower, out. Breath in, lift, T, hips and lower. Lift, T, overhead and down. Last time, lift, T, hips and down. Press up away from your mat and come into tabletop. Tuck the toes, lift your tailbone, take downward facing dog. Again, pedaling out my dog. I'm bending the knees just a little bigger. Right leg lifts, step it behind the left. Walk your hands back towards your feet. And take ragdoll here, nice stretch on the hamstrings. Release to the mat, walk your hands back out. Lift the right leg and bring it back down to the mat. Left leg lifts. Step it behind the right. Keep both legs as straight as possible. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Grab opposite elbows and take ragdoll. Bring your hands to the mat and walk out to the top of your mat, lifting the leg up high and coming back into downward facing dog. Walk your feet up toward your hands. Roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time, and we'll roll the shoulders up toward the earlobes and back a few times. Great. We're preparing here now for our balance pose, which is eagle today. So go ahead and cross right knee over left, perch up on your branch, arms to a T, tuck right arm under left, press your palms with purpose, and draw your elbows up chin height. Hold eagle pose as you breathe here. Release arms to a T and come to standing. We're going to shake out just a little bit here and then reset as we take eagle pose on side B. Cross knee over knee, perch on your branch, tuck left arm under right, elbows are up chin height, and we're holding our eagle pose as we breathe and focus on our drishti point. Release the arms and come to a standing. Nice job. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, half lift. Then step back. We're going to take downward facing dog. Come forward. Lift up the chest and heart, up dog. Tuck the toes, press back, down dog. And we'll flow back and forth. Lower the chest, lift the heart, up dog. Tuck the toes, lift the tail, down dog. Coming into up dog with a slow flow, articulating the spine. Tuck the toes, press back, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts. We're coming into pigeon pose here. Squaring up that front shin to the top of your mat. Lowering your chest toward the mat. Maybe stacking wrist over wrist and grounding your third eye. Go ahead and take a variation here where we're threading the arm through and drawing the ear and cheek to the mat. Still remaining in that nice hip stretch called pigeon. Coming into a tall spine, tuck the toes and press back into downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, set up for pigeon on side B. Drawing your chest closer to the mat, grounding your third eye. Taking that variation where we thread our arm underneath our armpit of the opposite and laying the ear and cheek gently on the mat. Pressing up away from the mat, tuck the toes and press back into downward facing dog. Coming onto hands and knees, extending the right leg and crossing it as far as we can over to the left side of the mat. Take your gaze to your big toe. Release and switch sides. Left leg crosses to the far right side of the mat. Take your gaze to your big toe. Release. Coming onto our backs, we're prepping here for bridge pose. Draw your heels close to your glutes. Inhale, lift the hip points. Interlace your hands underneath your glutes. Release and lower down to the mat. Crossing right knee over left, we're coming into a reclined cow face pose. Draw your heels close to your hips, a nice hip stretch. Release, uncross, recross on the other side, grab your ankles or the tops of your feet and recline back down to the mat. Let's release here. Draw both heels just above your hips. Create a triangle by connecting your index finger and thumb. Place that underneath your tailbone for support there, and we're going to widen our stance into dragonfly on our backs. Allow gravity to assist you here in opening up your inner thigh area. Flex your feet. Finding movement here. Click the heels twice and wide. Click, click, wide. Click and wide. 1, 2, wide. Keep going. A couple more. Nice. Bring your legs together and back down to the mat. I'm going to draw my right knee in as tight as I can in toward my armpit and chest and just draw small circles inward. One more time around. Stop in the middle and then we'll take those circles the other direction. Go ahead and release. Left knee comes in. Pull it in nice and tight. And then we'll draw some small circles, starting inward. Stop, and then reverse the direction of the circle for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. Allow your toes to splay out, legs come to the width of the mat. And come into your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Close your eyelids and just focus on one thing here, your breath. Get lost in the pose as you release your entire mind and body. Draw your knees into your chest. Grab peace fingers to big toes and take happy baby here. Releasing the big toes and coming into a seated position. We'll take one final breath together, starting with our thumbs at our heart. Take a big inhale. Draw your thumb knuckles to your third eye. Exhale as you bow forward. Namaste. The divine light in me honors and respects the divine light in you.